Going to talk about the amendment of the 2012 Constitution. It's not actually a full amendment. It's a 50-member committee that is going to overlook the articles that is to be amended or changed, and the formation of the committee itself has gained praise from everyone who have looked over the members of this committee. The quality has been more than good, and it has been very good quality. Also, the articles that are going to be amended are the controversial articles, as we mentioned earlier in the program, the articles that has been under debate ever since this constitution was written in 2012. We're very delighted to have with us Mr Elhamy El Zayaty, of course, chairman of the Egyptian Tourism Federation. Good morning, Mr El Zayaty.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Now, of course, you are one of the members of the 50-member committee of the Constitution. So let's first start by the formation of the committee. A lot of criticism and a lot of praise, depending on which side you're looking from. A lot of people said, well, it's not very representative, whilst others said, well, it's as representative as possible in the current circumstances. Similarly, some people had reservations about the presence of Islamists or Noor Party members. Others had reservations that only 3 women were on the panel. Others had reservations that not enough youth were on the panel, etc. How do you, as part of the committee, view the members on the committee, your colleagues?
First of all, let's agree or disagree, it's up to you, that the committee has to be limited in number in order to have an efficient committee that can produce.
Indeed.
It is efficient, the number is sufficient, and it represents a wide spectrum of the Egyptian society. You don't need to have 10 members of this, 10 members of this, otherwise we'll end up with a committee and then they will say, why not 50, why not 100? The quality is the most important thing. Quality, and people who come devoted to Egypt, not to a party, not to a sex, not to any sector specifically, but to the Egyptian people. This is very important. We are drafting, maybe you said amendment, we can amend 100% of the articles, nothing prevents. We can amend 50, depends. What we see needs amendment, we are going to amend it. But it had to suit the majority of the Egyptian people. So that's the final objective. We are trying not to discriminate women, children, religious people, other religions other than Islamic religion. We are trying to get everybody under the same umbrella. We are a good mix. Luckily, we don't have too many ethnies in Egypt because we are all Egyptian at the end. We are not like other countries where it could be divided. We are one country. Different religion, but it doesn't mean different people. We are the same roots, same origin, so we have to stick together, and people have to accept. I am not there to defend tourism only. I'm there to defend the Egyptian people. So when it comes to discussing economic clause, I will not say because I'm the owner of a company, I will have to look at myself and not look at the workers, or the blue collars, or the white collars, or the people who are working, or the incapacitated. I have to look at everybody and find a compromise. Our role is to find the compromise between this and that, so that it comes satisfactory to most of the people. You cannot satisfy everybody. You will always have people who complain, but at least you should work towards this end.
Right, but the main debate that came under the limelight from this side and this side was that why amending or why looking over the constitution that was written in 2012, why not going back to the 1971 constitution, because there was a lot of agreement on that constitution in particular, while there was a lot of controversy around the 2012 constitution. Also, if you're going to write a constitution and finish it in 60 days,
60
Or
working days.
60 working days.
Yes.
Well, people made a lot of hassle on a constitution that was finished in 6 months. So imagine what could they do on a constitution that could be amended in 60 days. So these were the main reservations on the current
Hence we are back to the
activities.
50. Why 50? Why 50? Because we have to be efficient. We represent everybody. Everybody is represented by the right people. Let me tell you, even the Salafists are represented. We are not discriminating. We are not discarding anybody from this dialogue. Why start from the amendment the 10 did to the 1212 Constitution, 2012 Constitution? You will not start from scratch. You will not start from 71. You will not start from here. It's equal. Whether you start here or there, the most important, we are comparing with 1971. We are comparing with 1954. We are comparing with 23. We are comparing with 82. We are comparing with the American, the French, and we are trying to get the best. When we say we have to start somewhere, so start here or there, it's immaterial. As long as we review all the articles, and we are split into sections. Each part will overlook a certain number of articles. I'm looking at the Egypt and the basic laws that govern the countries, like the Sharia, etc., etc. These are 36. We are one unit of 15 people just discussing this. Some people are discussing the system, whether it should be parliamentarian or presidential or whatever. There is one which connects with the people to see what's their feedback, what they need, what they want included. So if the work is well organized, and we have an excellent manager. I always refer to Amr Musa as a manager. He knows how to manage. So time we are Egyptians. If I tell you have 1 year, you will work in the last 10 days. So it's better to have 10 days and work the full 10 days. So that's exactly what we have.
Indeed. Let's talk a bit about some of the articles that are under discussion. There have been a lot of debates regarding several articles. Article 2, for example, Article 219, which is the interpretation of Article 2. Also the presence of the Shura Council, whether or not there should be a Shura Council. That is another controversial article. Also the issue of the quotas for laborers and farmers, the 50% quota. Some of these articles have been debated quite severely, especially by the media. How do you, since you are an inside member of the committee, how are they being debated? What are some of the outlines of the debates regarding these three very important articles?
Let's backtrack and say the first one, which is the most important one, on which nobody disagrees, are the principles of the Sharia. And Al-Azhar is extremely well represented by 2 summits, and the Mufti is there, and the 3 churches are there. And if these 6 people, plus we have a lot of other religious people, agree on something, they know better than I do. And if they agreed that we have to say the principle of Sharia, we as Sunni